啊，请这个同工准备。我们现在做一个简单的祷告啊。亲爱的阿爸父神，感谢你，我们今天很高兴又在这里我们渴望把今天的事工恭恭敬敬的交托在你的手上。神啊，我们接下来要做领读跟读的工作。今天我们原来的老师陆老师身体不舒服，我们真的是很荣幸，我们很幸运，我们有 Martin 老师能够来帮我们忙来领读。求神更加的大大的赐福给他，让他能够更有爱心和耐心的来帮助我们。谢谢神，听我们的祷告。我们渴望今天的网络更通畅，弟兄姐妹的眼目能被打开。我们这样祷告是奉靠耶稣基督的名求，阿们。我们把时间交给今天的这个主持人，谢谢。
Hello, Martin. This is Justin, your host today.
Hello, Justin.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Thank you for coming. And please pray for us before we read.
Okay. Dear God, thank you for allowing us to have this opportunity again. And I pray for everyone who is feeling sick or weary. And I pray that you continue to love us as you always have, and that we may appreciate your love and appreciate you sending your son to die on the cross for us. And that in your forgiveness that we may be able to love you back and to love everyone else as well. And I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. 现在我们开始今天的跟读。今天请想要跟读的同学在名字的前面加上3位数的学号，没有的同学也可以去苏赞老师那申请一个学号。那我们开始今天的跟读。第一位是178号 Johnson。
Hello, Martin. This is Johnson. 5 words, please.
Hello, Johnson. Judges chapter 20, verse 24.
Judges chapter 20, verse 24.
Then the Israelites drew near to Benjamin the second day.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
188号 Lydia。 188号 Lydia, please。 那我们先叫下一位195号 Amethyst。
This is Amethyst. 5 words, please.
Hello, Amethyst. Judges chapter 20, verse 25.
Judges chapter 20, verse 25.
This time, when the Benjamites came out from Gibeah to oppose them, they cut down another 18,000 Israelites.
18,000 Israelites.
All of them armed with swords.
All of them armed with swords. Thank you.
You're welcome.
老师的名字叫 Martin。 下一位224号 Mustard。 224号 Mustard。 239号 Teresa。
Hello, Martin. This is Teresa. 5 words, please.
Hello, Teresa. Judges chapter 20, verse 26.
Judges chapter 20, verse 26.
Then the Israelites, all the people, went up to Bethel, and there they sat
And there they sat,
weeping before the Lord.
weeping before the Lord.
They fasted that day
They fasted that day
until evening
until evening,
and presented burnt offerings
and presented burnt offering
and fellowship offerings
and fellowship offerings
to the Lord.
to the Lord. Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
22号卢卡。
Hello, Martin. This is Luca 5 verse, please.
Hello, Luca. Judges chapter 20, verse 27.
Judges chapter 20 and Judges chapter 20, verse 27.
And the Israelites inquired
And the Israelites inquired
of the Lord.
of the Lord.
In those days, the ark
In those days, the ark
of the covenant of God
of the covenant of God
was there.
was there. Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
246号 Eagle。
Hello, Martin. This is Eagle. Farewell, please.
Hello, Eagle. Judges chapter 20, verse 28.
Judges chapter 20, 28.
With Phinehas,
With Phinehas,
son of Eleazar,
son of Eleazar,
the son of Aaron,
the son of Aaron,
ministering before it.
ministering before it.
They asked,
They asked,
shall we go up again
shall we go up again
to battle with Benjamin,
to battle with Benjamin,
our brother, or not?
our brother or not?
The Lord responded,
The Lord responded,
go,
Go,
for tomorrow I will
for tomorrow I will
give them into your hands.
give them into your hand. Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
268号 Flower。
Hello, Martin. This is Flower. 5 words, please.
Hello, Flower. Judges chapter 20, verse 29.
Judges chapter 20, verse 29.
Then Israel set an ambush
Then Israel set an ambush
around Gibeah.
around Gibeah. Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
279号 Emily。 279号 Emily。
Hello, Martin. This is Emily. 5 words, please.
Hello, Emily. Judges chapter 20, verse 30.
Judges verse 20, chapter 20, verse 30.
They went up against the Benjamites on the third day and took up positions against Gibeah as they had done before.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
310号 Connie。
Hello, Marky.
This is Connie. 3 words, please.
Hello, Connie. Judges chapter 20, verse 31.
Judges chapter 20, verse 31.
The Benjamites
The Benjamites
came out to
meet
meet them
and
and were
drawn away
from the city.
from the city.
They began to inflict casualties on the Israelites as before, so that about 30 men fell in the open field and on the roads.
and all the roads.
The one leading to Bethel and the other to Gibeah.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
313号 Jackie.
Hello, Martin. This is Jackie. 5 words, please.
Hello, Jackie. Judges chapter 20, verse 32.
Judges chapter 20, verse 32.
While the Benjamites were saying, we are defeating them as before. The Israelites were saying, let's retreat and draw them away from the city to the roads.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
325号 Anka.
Hello, Martin. This is Anka. 5 words, please.
Hello, Anka. Judges chapter 20, verse 33.
Judges chapter 20, verse 33.
All the men of Israel moved from their places and took up positions at Baal Tamar. And the Israelites ambush charged out of its place on the west of Gibeah.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
336号 Fisher.
Hello, Martin. This is Peter Fisher. 5 words, please.
Hello, Fisher. Judges chapter 20, verse 34.
Judges chapter 20, verse 34.
Then 10,000 of
Israel's
Israel's finest men
Israel's finest men
made a frontal attack
made a frontal attack
on Gibeah.
on Gibeah.
The fighting was so heavy
The fighting was so heavy
that the Benjamites
that the Benjamites
did not realize how
did not realize how
near disaster was.
near disaster was. Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
381号 Josephine。
Hello, Martin. This is Josephine. 3 words, please.
Hello, Josephine. Judges chapter 20, verse 35.
Judges chapter 20, verse 35.
The Lord defeated Benjamin before Israel.
Benjamin before Israel.
And on that day, the Israelites struck down 25,100 Benjamites. 25,100 Benjamites.
25,100 Benjamites.
All armed with swords.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
385号 Joyce。
Hello, Martin. This is Joyce. 5 words, please.
Hello, Joyce. Judges chapter 20, verse 36.
Judges chapter 20, verse 36.
Then the Benjamites saw that they were beaten. Now the men of Israel had given way before Benjamin. Because they relied on the ambush they had set near Gibeah.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you.
392号 Ruth。
Hello, Martin. This is Ruth. 5 words, please.
Hello, Ruth. Judges chapter 20, verse 37.
Judges chapter 20, verse 37.
The men who had been in ambush made a sudden dash into Gibeah. Spread out and put the whole city to the sword.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
395号 Sunny。
Hello, Martin. This is Sonny. 5 words, please.
Hello, Sonny. Judges chapter 20, verse 38.
Judges chapter 20, verse 38.
The men of Israel had arranged with the ambush that they should send up
that they should send up
a great cloud of smoke
a great cloud of smoke
from the city.
from the city. Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
396号 7.
Hello, Martin. This is 7. 3 words, please.
Hello, 7. Judges chapter 20, verse 39.
Judges chapter 19, verse 39.
Chapter 20.
Chapter 20, verse 79.
And then the men
And then the men
of Israel would turn in the battle.
would turn in battle.
The Benjamites had begun
The Benjamin has begun
to inflict casualties on the men of Israel.
On the men of Israel.
About 30.
About 30.
And they said, we are defeating them.
We are defeating them.
As in the first battle.
As in the first battle. Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
OK， 我们注意一下，刚刚念的是 Chapter 20, verse 39. OK， 我们要注意一下这个数字。好 ，OK， 好 ，Next， Go ahead。
14号 Grace Lee.
Hello, Martin. This is Grace Lee. 3 words, please.
Hello, Grace. Judges chapter 20, verse 40.
Judges chapter 20, verse 14.
But when the column of smoke began to rise from the city, the Benjamites turned and saw the smoke of the whole city, going up into the sky.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
15号 Peter Lee.
Hello, Martin. This is Peter Lee. 5 words, please.
Hello, Peter. Judges chapter 20, verse 41.
Judges chapter 20, verse 41.
Then the men of Israel turned on them.
Of Israel turned on them.
And the men of Benjamin were terrified. Because they realized that disaster had come upon them.
Thank you, Martin.
23号 Helen.
Hi, Martin. This is Helen. 5 words, please.
Hello, Helen. Judges chapter 20, verse 42.
Judges chapter 20, verse 42.
So they fled before
So they fled before
the Israelites
the Israelites
in the direction of
the
desert.
the desert.
But they could not escape
But they could not escape
the battle.
the battle.
And the men of Israel
And the men of Israel
who came out of
the towns
cut them down there.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
34号 Esther。
Hello, Martin. This is Esther. 5 words, please.
Hello, Esther. Judges chapter 20, verse 43.
Judges chapter 20, verse 43.
They surrounded the Benjamites.
They surrounded the Benjamites.
Chased them. And easily overran them. In the vicinity of Gibeah. On the east.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
55号 Lydia。 55号 Lydia。 77号 Christina。
Hi, Martin. This is Christina. 5 words, please.
Hello, Christina. Judges chapter 20, verse 44.
Judges chapter 20, verse 44.
18,000 Benjamites fell.
18,000 Benjamites fell.
All of them valiant fighters.
All of them valiant fighters. Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
93号 Bright。
Hello, Martin. This is Bright. 3 words, please.
Hello, Bright. Judges chapter 20, verse 45.
Judges chapter 20, verse 45.
As they turned and fled toward the deserts. Desert. To the rock of Rimmon. The Israelites cut down. 5,000 men.
5,000 men.
Along the roads. They kept pressing after.
They kept pressing after.
The Benjamites. As far as Gidom. And struck down. 2,000 more.
2,000 more. Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
113号 Grace。
Hello, Martin. This is Grace. 5 words, please.
Hello, Grace. Judges chapter 20, verse 46.
Judges chapter 20, verse 46.
On that day. 25,000 Benjamites.
25,000 Benjamites.
Swordsmen fell.
Swordsmen fell.
All of them valiant fighters.
all of them fighting fighters. Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
167号 Sarah.
Hello, Martin. This is Sarah. 5 words, please.
Hello, Sarah. Judges chapter 20, verse 47.
Judges chapter 20, verse 47.
But 600 men turned
But 600 men turned
and fled into the desert
and fled into the desert
to the rock of Rimmon,
to the rock of Rimmon,
where they stayed 4 months.
where they stayed 4 months. Thank you, Martin. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
173号 Happy.
Hello, Martin. This is Happy. 5 words, please.
Hello, Happy. Judges chapter 20, verse 48.
Judges chapter 20, verse 48.
The men of Israel
The men of Israel
went back to Benjamin
went back to Benjamin
and put all the towns to the sword, including the animals and everything else they found. All the towns they came across, they set on fire.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
现在我们第一轮跟读结束了，现在开始补教环节，请刚刚漏掉的或没有被叫到的举手进行补教。第一位224号 Master。
Hello, Martin. This is Master. 5 words, please.
Hello, Mustard. Judges chapter 20, verse 24.
Judges chapter 20, verse 24.
Then the Israelites drew near to Benjamin the second day.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
55号 Lydia。
Hello, Martin. This is Lydia. 5 words, please.
Hello, Lydia. Judges chapter 20, verse 25.
Judges chapter 20, verse 25.
This time,
when the
Benjamites came out from Gibeah to oppose them, they cut down another 18,000 Israelites.
18,000 Israelites.
All of them armed with swords.
Thank you, Martin. Thank you.
You're welcome.
下一位1号 Joy。
Hi, Martin. This is Joy. 5 words, please.
Hello, Joy. Judges chapter 20, verse 26.
Judges chapter 20, verse 26.
Then the Israelites all the people went up to Bethel and there they sat weeping before the Lord. They fasted that day
They fasted that day
until evening
until evening
and presented burnt offerings
and presented burnt offering
and fellowship offerings
and fellowship offerings
to the Lord.
to the Lord. Thank you.
You're welcome.
27号 Angel.
Hello, Martin. This is Angel. 3 words, please.
Hello, Angel. Judges chapter 20, verse 27.
Judges chapter 20, verse 27.
And the Israelites inquired of the Lord in those days the ark of the covenant of God was there.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
191号 Jenny.
Hello, Martin. This is Jenny. 5 words, please.
Hello, Jenny. Judges chapter 20, verse 28.
Judges chapter 20, verse 28.
With Phinehas, son of Eleazar,
With Phinehas, son of Eleazar,
the son of Aaron,
the son of Aaron,
ministering before it. They asked, Shall we go up again to battle with Benjamin, our brother, or not? The Lord responded, Go, for tomorrow I will give them into your hands.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
292号 Eunice.
Hello, Martin. This is Eunice. 5 words, please.
Hello, Eunice. Judges chapter 20, verse 29.
Judges chapter 20, verse 29.
Then Israel set an ambush.
Then Israel set an ambush
around Gibeah.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
5号 Smile.
Hello, Martin. This Smile, 3 words, please.
Hello, Smile. Judges chapter 20, verse 30.
Judges chapter 20, verse 30.
They went up against
the
Benjamites on the third day. And took up positions against Gibeah as they had done before.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
现在如果没有继续举手的话，我们开始第二轮。第一位178号 Johnson。
Hello, Martin. This is Johnson. 5 words, please.
Hello, Johnson. Judges chapter 20, verse 31.
Judges chapter 20, verse 31.
The Benjamites came out to meet them. And were drawn away from the city. They began to inflict casualties on the Israelites as before. So that about 30 men fell in the open field and on the roads. The one leading to Bethel and the other to Gibeah.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
Next is me. Hi, Martin. This is Justin. 5 words, please.
Hello, Justin. Judges chapter 20, verse 32.
Judges chapter 20, verse 32.
While the Benjamites were saying, we are defeating them, as before, the Israelites were saying, let's retreat and draw them away from the city to the roads.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
下一位188号 Lydia。 188号 Lydia。 191号 Jenny。
Hello, Martin. 5 words, please.
Hello, Jenny. Judges chapter 20, verse 33.
Judges chapter 20, verse 33.
All the men of Israel moved from their places and took up positions at Baal-Tamar. And the Israelites ambushed charged out of its place on the west of Gibeah.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
下一位195号 Amethyst。
Hello, Martin. This is Amethyst. 5 words, please.
Hello, Amethyst. Judges chapter 20, verse 34.
Judges chapter 20, verse 34.
Then 10,000 of Israel's finest men made a frontal attack on Gibeah.
On Gibeah.
The fighting was so heavy
The fighting was so heavy
that the Benjamites did not realize how near disaster was.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
224号 Master。
Hello, Martin. This is Master. 5 words, please.
Hello, Master. Judges chapter 20, verse 35.
Judges chapter 20, verse 35.
The Lord defeated Benjamin.
The Lord defeated Benjamin
Before Israel.
before Israel.
And on that day,
And on that day,
the Israelites struck down
the Israelites struck down
25,100 Benjamites.
25,001 Benjamins,
all armed with swords.
all armed with sword. Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
239号 Teresa。
Hello, Martin. This is Teresa. 5 words, please.
Hello, Teresa. Judges chapter 20, verse 36.
Judges chapter 20, verse 36.
Then the Benjamites saw that they were beaten. Now the men of Israel had given way before Benjamin. Because they relied on the ambush they had set near Gibeah.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
下一位246号，不对，242号242号 Luca，sorry。
Hello, Martin. This is Luca. 5 words, please.
Hello, Luca. Judges chapter 20, verse 37.
Judges chapter 20, verse 37.
The men who had been in ambush made a sudden dash into Gibeah, spread out and put the whole city to the sword.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
246号 Eagle。
Hello, Martin. This is Eagle. 5 words, please.
Hello, Eagle. Judges chapter 20, verse 38.
Judges chapter 20, verse 38.
The men of Israel had arranged with the ambush that they should send up a great cloud of smoke from the city.
Thank you, Martin.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Martin. Our reading time is over. Thank you again for your time.
Thank you, Martin.
好，今天那个陆老师给我们准备的这个 testimony 是他替我们准备好的哈。OK， 我们的题目是 OK，Let me read it. OK，The beginning of a backslide.
倒退坠落的开始。
A small army was marching toward Jesus.
一支小部队向耶稣走来。
Swords and spears and shields and torches moved toward him in the dark as a mass of people came to arrest him.
在黑暗中，当一群人来逮捕耶稣时，剑、矛和盾向着他而来。
That is probably what was happening as the mob closed in the Jesus of Nazareth.
这大概就是暴徒向拿撒勒耶稣走来时所发生的情形。
Who had never broken any of their laws.
他从未犯过他们任何的律法。
And just to show that Jesus was not a helpless victim, but a powerful victor.
也如此证明了耶稣不是无助的受害者，而是大有能力的得胜者。
He stood up and said,
他站起来说
Who is it you want?
你们找谁？
John chapter 18, verse 4 to 7.
约翰福音18章4至7节。
Jesus the Nazarene, they told him.
拿撒勒的耶稣，他们说。
So he said to them,
耶稣对他们说
I'm he.
我就是。
And at those words, John's gospel tells us, all of the people who had been pressing in so close to each other drew back and fell to the ground.
约翰福音告诉我们说，听了这些话，这些靠近他的人就退后倒在地上。在第六节。
Yes, we read in verse 6.
我们在第6节中读到，是的。
Have you ever played dominoes?
你们玩过多米诺骨牌吗？
That is probably what it was like as this crowd fell down.
这大概就是那群人倒下的情形。
This would have been a good moment for Judas to reconsider his decision to betray Jesus.
这本来可以是犹大重新思考他卖耶稣这一决定的好机会。
But Judas apparently could not wait to do what he was about to do.
但显然犹大迫不及待，急于去做他要做的事。
Therefore, he would blindly follow his course to hell.
因此，他盲目地走向了他的地狱之路。
I have seen rational people who know better to do the most insane things imaginable under the power of sin.
我见过很理性的人，他们知道的很多，但是在罪的权势之下，他们做了最疯狂的、最愚蠢的事情。
I know one man who was the church treasurer let the greed of money embezzle from his church.
我认识一个教堂财务主管，他让金钱的贪婪吞噬他的教会。
Solomon, who was known for his wisdom, openly and blatantly sinned against God.
以智慧闻名的所罗门公开的、公然的犯罪得罪神。
That is why we need to be careful.
这就是为什么我们需要小心。
We think we can handle sin.
我们认为我们能够处理罪，能够对付罪。
We say, oh, this won't be a problem for me. I am very strong.
我们说，这对我来说不是个问题，我很刚强。
But that is the beginning of a backslide.
但这正是我们跌倒的开始。
Overconfidence in oneself can lead to backsliding.
分析能够导致跌倒。
Sorry, Happy， 你这一句话刚刚网络不太清楚，能不能再说一次？
过分自信能够导致我们跌倒。
The devil knows our weaknesses and is always trying to whisper in our ears lies.
魔鬼知道我们的软弱，总是在我们的耳边说些谎言。
Guard your hearts and minds from temptations.
请保守你的心怀意念，不被引诱，不落入试探。
God bless and have a great day.
上帝保佑你，愿你有一个美好的一天。
Thank you. Thank you. 谢谢。陆老师也给我们准备了一首歌哈，来，我来放一下这个歌给大家听。这个是他特别给我们准备的 ，OK。因为今天他生病，所以就没有办法来加入我们来唱这个歌。看一下。好，我分享一下屏幕。
Above all powers, above all kings, above all nature and all created things, above all wisdom and all the ways of man, you were here before the world began. Above all kingdoms, above all thrones, above all wonders the world has ever known, above all wealth and treasures of the earth, there's no way to measure what you're worth. Crucified and laid behind a stone, you lived to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me above all. Above all powers, above all kings, above all nature and all created things, above all wisdom and all the ways of man, you were here before the world began. Above all above all the wealth and treasures of the earth. There's no way to measure what you're worth. Crucified, laid behind the stone, you live to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me above all. Oh, you were crucified and laid behind the stone. You lived to die, rejected and alone, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me above all, like a rose trampled on the ground. You took the fall and thought of me above all.
OK， 好，我们今天接下来我们要放这个主导文，好，麻烦同工上一下主导文，谢谢。OK， 好，我领读，大家读主导文哈。
读书了，不要吵啊！
看一下主导文。好，我们可以开麦来跟读哈。The Lord's Prayer.
The Lord's Prayer.
Our Father in heaven.
Our Father in heaven.
Hallowed be your name.
Hallowed be your name.
Your kingdom come.
Your kingdom come.
Your will be done.
Your will be done.
On earth as it is in heaven.
On earth as it is in heaven.
Give us today our daily bread.
Give us today our daily bread.
And forgive us our debts.
And forgive us our debts.
We also have forgiven our debtors.
As we also have forgiven our debtors.
And lead us not into temptation.
And lead us not into temptation.
But delivered us from the evil one.
But deliver us from the evil one.